All right, so we're doing a mounted rear triangle. Okay, we go back down real quick. Just gonna walk through the cues, ran through it a little bit quicker in the beginning to give a little demonstration. I'll go through some of the details. So when we're in the mount and person on bottom is really protecting, bringing their arms in nice and tight, we're gonna drop down a little bit lower, throw in our grapevines around the shins, and get the collarbones underneath the forearm. I'm gonna get a little headlock here, and I wanna work this arm up and overhead. So as this elbow starts to rise above the head, I'm gonna look to get a little bit of a deeper lat grip. I'm gonna extend my elbow and then walk my hand a little deeper under the lat, inchworm my hand out, extend, get a little bit of a deeper grip on the lat, and then eventually as this arm starts to get overhead, usually this person's gonna kind of seek some blue skies by kind of bringing their arm across, which puts them into head and arm territory, but it gets them out of this kind of elbow compression. And when that happens, I'm gonna get into a nice tight hug and bring my head to the outside of the elbow where I have a nice little setup for a head and arm triangle. We're focusing on regular triangles here, so I'm gonna bypass that regular triangle, and I'm gonna shallow up my right hand, and I'm gonna slide my left knee up, catch the wrist here, and connect my hand to my own wrist, where I start to get into my gift wrap. Once I get into the gift wrap, I'm gonna pull my my left leg out from underneath of my partner, and then I'm gonna work to get my foot to the inside of the elbow. I might need to use 2 feet to kind of pass it through, but once I get my foot to the inside, I'm gonna be in a good position to work this rear mounted triangle as opposed to the front triangle. So I'm gonna bring my right hand up to the shoulder. I'm then gonna get a scoop on the other side. So I kind of go into like coffin arm positions here, or Dracula arm position, and I'm gonna fall down and towards my partner's head. As I fall towards the head, I lift this arm high up and above the shoulder line, and I kink my legs back towards my butt. That gives me my initial look at this triangle where I can grab my calf and pull my shoelaces a little bit deeper and feed the foot to my hand and then lock it in where I bend it and I try to put my foot behind the back. So one more time, real quick. From the mount, I drop down low. I get my collarbones under the forearm, I get my initial headlock, and I grapevine. I'm gonna start to work this arm out, walk this arm up and overhead, get a deeper grip onto the underarm, walk it overhead, deeper grip on the underarm, and as that arm passes by, I hug, and I bring my ear to the outside of the elbow for my head and arm triangle position. I'm gonna shallow out my right arm, slide my left knee up, catch the wrist, catch my own wrist to get my gift wrap, and then I'm gonna sit into this initial gift wrap position here. Next thing I need to do is get my left leg to the inside of the elbow. So I push it through, and now I scoop my shoulder, scoop my other shoulder, fall towards my partner's head, and I lift this arm up and high above his shoulder line, and I kink my knees back so I get this sort of triangle position with my legs without actually connecting. I take my calf, pull my shoelaces back. That gives me a grip of my foot without having to bend my body. And then as I bend, I'm just gonna try to put my right shoelaces behind Trey's back. And sometimes we don't even need to go that far because this triangle is quite tight. So the important thing from the beginning here is that ratchet system where we're coming underneath that forearm and rising that elbow high above the head. If they do nothing at all and that internal rotation of the shoulder happens, their wrist bends down, it's gonna be very, very uncomfortable. Personally, that is enough for me to tap for just like elbow compression. So people will tend to bring that arm across, get you to the gift wrap where we have that rear triangle, or the head and arm choke, or we could go for just a standard arm bar from there. So really nice position when you're in the mount, applying some really good pressure from the top position.